Something surprising is happening in the PT reading writing fill in the blanks. So we have identified not one, not two, but three major changes that have happened in the reading writing fill in the blanks, and that is going to impact your PT preparation as well as your PT reading scores. So I am not only going to tell you about them, but I am also going to talk about some hidden secrets and the techniques and the best ways to solve these type of changes and the questions for the reading writing fill in the blanks. Watch it right till the end. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. I hope you all are doing great. Now every month I work with a lot of reading writing fill in the blanks questions, as well as I give the mock test, official mock test, and the real exams to find out what is happening in the exam just for you. While I was doing that, and what we analyzed in the last 3 months of questions that have been coming in the PT exam, I noticed some surprises and some changes, and that is exactly what I'm going to share with you in this particular video. Now, if you want to look at those questions closely, you can join our YouTube channel as a priority member, and then you will get access to all the prediction files that we have been publishing, all the latest ones, the questions that are appearing in the exam, and you can see the trend yourself. You can observe it. And if you want to have all the latest tricks, techniques, and whatever is happening in the PT exam, you can join us for the paid course that we offer to our students. And then you get all the benefits that are listed here, prediction files, app access, everything we provide. And you get the latest techniques, what is happening in the exam. So let's find out what is happening with the reading, writing, fill in the blanks. Like and subscribe, and let's watch it till the end to understand those three major changes that I was talking about. Okay, so the first thing that we observed, and I think many of you also might have observed, because these are questions that you are facing in the exam, this is not something that we are making up. Okay, so I picked up some questions and from the latest February prediction files, which is the current month, and you see the weightage of this text, the weightage or the volume of this text, how big it is. So this is something now happening more often. Now, initially when it started, they started giving big pieces of text, and then it was only one or two questions. But now if you see, the volume is increasing. Massive paragraphs. What impacts your reading abilities? What impacts in the exam is basically your reading abilities. Because if you are a slow reader, it will take a lot of time to read this big piece of text, because many of the questions are context based. And if you don't read most of the lines to understand what the blank is, sometimes, like you can solve the question just by reading the sentence which has the blank, but sometimes you do need the context. You do need to understand what the passage is trying to say. What is it all about? So large pieces of text are something that we are facing. So you need to read most of it to solve these questions, but the main question remains, do we have enough time to solve if we get all the questions bigger? So that is something that I am going to answer towards the end of the video, when I show you the example, and then when we work out the strategy how to solve these type of questions. At that point of time, we'll talk about the time management as well. Okay, so things are getting a little bit tricky or complex, but let's see, is it exactly getting more tricky or unsolvable for the students? Let's look at the next change. Similar to what you just saw right now is something that we see now. Too many blanks in a question. So some of the questions, as you can see, this one has 6 blanks. This question has 7 blanks. This question has 7, and some questions even go beyond that. 8 blanks in one question. And most of the students nowadays, when you appear for the exam, you will get at least one of this type of question. So what does that mean for the other questions? What does that mean to the total length or the total time that you are getting for the exam? So normally you used to get 4 or 5 blanks in a particular question, and still if you are appearing in the PT exam, you will still get some questions which are of that length. Some are smaller, some are bigger, but average length is 4 or 5 blanks per question. Again, the question arises, do we have enough time to solve? If we get all the lengthy paragraphs, if we get a question with too many blanks, then how much time are we saving for the other questions? Because you still have in the reading module itself, reorder paragraph, you have the reading fill in the blanks. So if I am going to spend all the time, most of the time on these questions, then how am I going to solve the other questions? That is a good question that you might be thinking now, and we'll solve it. We will answer it very, very shortly. Just hold on a little bit more. But let's find out those changes first. So first one was lengthy paragraphs. Now the second major change was too many blanks per question. So basically, has been a trend now. If you go through the last 3 months prediction files, again, I told you, you can become a YouTube priority member of our channel and you can see those questions. Okay. So I'm not making this up. This is the pattern. And initially it appeared less. Now it is appearing more regularly. So that is a trend that we have to tell you. And this is the initiative that I take to analyze the questions and share the knowledge with you. All right. So let's look at, this is the change number 2. And let's look at the next one. The next one is more context or more meaning based questions. So how many types of questions appear in the reading, writing, fill in the blanks? Do you know that? First type of question that you can solve using grammar. So if you see the options, in an option, if you see different type of words, one verb, one adverb, one adjective or noun, combination of that, that means it is a grammar based question. The second type of question is mostly based on your collocation power. So shed light, okay, walk on, any two words that collocates are often used together. If you know that combination, you can solve those type of questions straight away. Okay. A third type is based more on the meaning and the context. So that means the grammar is not going to work. The collocation straight away is not going to work. And even just by looking at the blanks, we can't understand which one, because everything seems more plausible or possible for that particular blank. So what we need to do in that case is to understand the meaning of the paragraph. This whole paragraph, you have to understand what exactly it is trying to say, what exactly it is trying to convey. So once you understand the meaning, then definitely you can think. Then your common sense starts working and okay, so now I know this is what the paragraph is trying to tell me or the author is trying to tell you. And then we figure out, okay, this particular word is making the best sense. So that is called as meaning based or context based questions. So what is happening is you are getting more of this type of questions. So if you want to see the answers for this particular question, what do you think will be the answer? Mechanical engineering was at the heart of Taylor theorizing dash the context for its development. Dash the context. Making the context, you don't make the context, okay? Moving the context, taking the context, meaning-based questions, providing the context. You provide a context, just the way I'm providing the context of the changes to you, right? So I'm providing things to you. The next blank. Keep on reading, okay? Because more meaning-based question require you to read fast, develop faster reading abilities. The context for its development, the worldview by which it was sustained, and finally, the justification for its widespread application. Scientific management aimed to analyze and control the activities of people in the dash way that engineers analyzed and controlled machines. In the dash way, complex way, different way, same way, identical way. So what is it talking about? Aims to analyze, and is it talking about similarity? Is it talking about difference? First of all, it is not talking about the degree of difficulty here. So first of all, let's take out the impossible ones. Complex, not making sense. Same, identical, similar meaning, but we have to find. Different is talking about different, opposite side. So again, not fitting the context because we are talking about similar things. Only two words are left. Which one is the best one? Control the activities of people in the dash way, in the identical way, in an identical way. We use an article there, in an identical way. But over here, we don't have the article. So in the same way, in the same manner, you have to attempt the question. So that is the word here. Okay, some grammar, some meaning, some context, everything is utilized here. Okay, the next one was the desire to dash. Now, you know the grammar shortcut. After 2, we need verb 1. But if you see the options, everything is verb 1. So this is not a grammar based question. Again, meaning based. Central to Taylor's system was the desire to dash and standardize production techniques in the interests of economy, efficiency, and mutual prosperity. Standardize, efficiency. Okay, so what are we talking about? We are not talking about gaining something out of it. Again, gain, not making sense. Gaining or formulating is not making sense here, because what it is trying to say here is desire to what? In terms of standardizing, efficiency. So the only word that fits here, even marginalize, marginalize, not fitting the context. It has a different meaning. Marginalize. Rationalize. Yes, rational thought, proper thinking process, rationalize. It's making the best sense. So unless you know the meaning of these words, unless you understand the passage, you are unable to solve this question. And that's why I make those vocabulary videos. You think maybe this is just a time pass, that sir is making these kind of videos. But I am giving you those words that will definitely help you in the exam, and mark my words, these words get repeated a lot in some form of the other. In one question you will see rational, in the other form of question you will see rationalize. So if you know the meaning of the word, the root word, you will be able to understand it in different forms. This is in the verb form, rationalize. That's how you solve it using the power of vocabulary and the context together. Okay, let's see the last one. Dash Taylor's view, and you continue reading the paragraph, sorry. His primary point of interest was the individual worker pursuing individual goals and motivated by incentive payments. Okay, so we understand that. Dash Taylor's view of human motivation was somewhat simplistic, and his apprehension of the significance of group was limited and generally negative. So what are we talking about? We are talking about, are we trying to, let's see the words, predominantly, allegorically, surely. Allegorically is more of a fable based or a folklore or a story based. Okay, so we are not generating any ideas out of a story. So this is out of context here. Let's take it out. Predominantly, undoubtedly, and surely. Surely Taylor's view, human motivation was somewhat simplistic and his apprehension. So this time you need to know the usage of these words. Undoubtedly, we are giving some proof, and then in the end we are saying undoubtedly this is the best thing. Surely is used mostly to support the ideas. Surely this could work out, or surely this looks like a good solution. So there is not 100% certainty, but it all depends on the usage. So in this particular example, undoubtedly, because you explained everything, the paragraph explained everything about this guy, Taylor's theory and whatnot he did, and then in the end he said undoubtedly his views are related to this. So it's like summarizing the paragraph. Okay, that's the kind of word we use towards the end of the paragraphs. And these are again picked up from the same month file, this month's February file. You can have a look. The fourth change is something very tricky. Now I am going to make a different video, a separate video to cover only this particular point, because this is troubling. Now one student from Maldives, he said when he went for the exam, he got 4 to 5 questions in reading, writing, fill in the blanks, and all of them were this type, double word options. What are double word options? See here, instead of one word, you're getting 2 words now in the option. So does that make it more complex? Does that make it more time consuming? All these are the questions that you are thinking in your mind. Okay, allow me to answer them. So these are the options that you see gathered in, provided for, gained recognition, held by. Some of these are like prepositions, by, for, in, but in this gained recognition, it's 2 actual meaningful words, right? Gained, verb, recognition, noun. So you have to apply the grammar as well, little bit, once you are doing this. I will show you one example, and as I promised, I'll make a separate video on this, covering different type, whatever tricks PT is applying, we are analyzing that, and we will give you the techniques to solve it. So just keep watching Edutrainex, that's a promise. See this question again. So much, so too, so little, such as, couldn't afford, could not afford, such was, such is, must have been. So multiple options, 2 to 3 options, even in this question, 3 options are double words. And this is again a pattern that we are seeing more and more. So now let's talk about the time factors, how much it is coming in the exam and how much time should I be putting in these type of questions. All that things we'll still discuss, but there are some pre-steps that you need to take right from now. Even if you have not done it in the past, you have to do it now. So even if these patterns changes, the type of question changes, but these concepts will remain the same. Okay, so without vocabulary, without collocations, you would have got a 0 in the example that we did just now. Okay, so very basic vocabulary, not very complex words, but you need to know those words. And that's what I've been telling you in my vocabulary videos, as well as you can get the access to the prediction files. I have told you hundreds of times how you can get access to them just by joining our YouTube membership, priority membership. Then I also made a video on the 4-step approach for the reading, writing, fill in the blanks, or the 4 killer strategies. It's one and the same thing. The techniques remain the same, vocabulary and collocations. Know the meaning, how it is used is collocation, which word it is used with. Okay, so walk on something, not walk in something. So it depends on the context as well. Put on some weight. So I didn't say put in some weight. Then You also need to develop some faster reading abilities because you are getting lengthy paragraphs, because you are getting bulky questions. So unless you develop a habit of faster reading abilities, you will waste a lot of time just going through the questions. You will get lost. And then again, you will start from the beginning. I got lost in the meaning. Again, you will start. No time to waste. So what you need to do, start reading every day. Reading every day has many advantages. You may think that this is just a time pass, what sir is saying, but it has really many advantages. You improve your reading abilities. First of all, you become a fast reader. You know good lot of new words, and then you learn about them, how to use them. So improve your vocabulary as well. And sometimes you also improve your grammar. But we do make grammar videos for you every single month. And this month also there is one which focuses on the parts of speech. Next month again, I'll show you more techniques and shortcuts as well, more focusing on the techniques. I don't rely too much on the shortcuts. You already know the shortcuts. How many times shall I make the same shortcut video? But we have to focus on the basic grammar techniques, right? So strong grammar can help you not only in reading but writing. And when you are speaking, you will be more confident because you know that whatever I am speaking is 100% correct. Grammatically, verbally, vocabulary based, anything you speak is 100% correct. Now coming back to the question about time management. Okay, so the question here is about the time. The answer here is PTE will not do injustice with you. Okay, so PTE is an integrated exam. It's a balanced exam. So if it is giving you some of the questions very bulky with 7 options or 8 options, so that means it is going to reduce the number of questions for the other modules, right? Within the same section. So if it is in the reading, you get 2 to 3 bulky reading, writing, fill in the blanks questions. That means that you are going to get lesser questions for reading, fill in the blanks and reorder paragraph. Some students didn't even see the multiple choice questions because of increase in the number or increase in the volume of the questions within fill in the blanks questions. So that's something beyond our control, but what we need to do is just anticipate and prepare for it. So that's what we are doing here. So don't worry about the time, spend average amount of time on per blank. So you have to calculate, let's say there is 30 minutes and there are 5 blanks, how much time you are taking per question? Around 2 to 2.5 minutes. Then just divide by 5 blanks. Okay, so roughly I am taking around 30 seconds per blank. So that's how much amount of time you should keep on continuing for as many blanks as you get. Okay, same calculation will hold and PT will give you some other questions either shorter or simpler or not at all for the other modules like multiple choice questions. So that is how PT will not do complete injustice with you. Okay, it may give you a bigger paragraph and you may think I may not have sufficient time to finish everything. You will panic. Don't do that. Don't get demotivated. This is what is going to happen with you. If you get such a big question, it will compensate somewhere else. So don't worry about that. Now let's do a full question and I will allow you to attempt as well. So there is a comment section. You can comment your answers or ask questions. Why this particular word or why that type of words are not working. Some of the options over here, I think I've taken some of the question that I shared with you in the snapshot. I think this is one of them. Double words over here. So that is the main question. And again, as I said, I will make a separate video that will cover the double word concepts, which type of patterns of words come in the exam and how to crack it. Simple way. Okay, if you want to pause and attempt the question yourself, you can do it, but we'll discuss the question now. So Durkheim found humanistic studies uninteresting. Now this is a European name. So maybe my pronunciation is not 100% accurate because I'm not European, right? Uninteresting, turning his dash from psychology and philosophy to ethics and eventually sociology. So this guy, he found humanistic studies uninteresting. He found it boring. So what did he do? He moved on to something else. Now, which particular word signifies that? Simple meaning. Improvement, not related to that. Growth, not related to that. Failure, again not related to that. So what is he doing? He is taking his focus from one subject and puts it on another word. So attention on one thing and focus is very related. So you just understand the concept, whatever word comes to your mind, and then see which word is most similar to the word that is coming to my mind. Okay, and in this case it is attention. So he graduated with a degree in philosophy. In 1882, Durkheim's views could not get him a major academic appointment in Paris. So from 1882 to 1887, he taught philosophy at several provincial schools. In 1885, he dashed Germany, where he studied sociology for 2 years. What did he do? He left Germany, he made up Germany, he gave in Germany, he found in Germany. See one thing here, found in Germany is not even making sense. Found in Germany, where he studied for 2 years? Absolutely not. Gave in Germany, no preposition needed over here like this, in. Made up Germany, made up of something, you are putting a composition. Gave in means like you are giving all your in or losing hope. Found in, again out of scope. So left for, so when you leave for some place, you see, okay, I'm leaving for my work. Okay, that's how you use, I'm leaving for my work. Or when you are in the office, then you say to your colleagues, I'm leaving for my home. Leave for, that is the correct one. And if you see, this is just a past tense of leave. Leave, left. He left for some place. So that is the correct answer over here, left for. The third one, Durkheim's period in Germany dash the publications of numerous articles on German social science and philosophy. Okay, let's pause here and evaluate the options. Now over here, gave in, again, is it making sense? We just discussed here. Gave up means lose hopes. So it's not making sense here, gave up. Found in, see, similar words are used here. Again, not correct. Resulted in, okay, that looks like a good option. Durkheim's period in Germany resulted in the publication of numerous articles. That is making perfect sense. While he was there, that resulted in something, these articles getting published. So just think about it. Simple meaning, and that is the best answer, fitting everywhere. Now, you don't have to worry about whether it's one word or two words. Result in. If you put the efforts in the exam, then it will result in good scores. Result in. It's already a collocation. Okay, so it's a very commonly used collocation. So it's a very commonly used collocating word, and you should be aware about that. The last one. Which dash in France, earning him a teaching appointment at the University of Bordeaux in 1887. So the articles that were published on these subjects, social science and philosophy, which dash in France. So maybe it got famous in France, which got popular in France. So these are the kind of things you have to think. Why did he gain a teaching appointment? Before he was not able to get, now he was appointed in the university. So he must have got famous. And which word is that is you think is related to famous? Very close. Gathered in, no. Provided for, no. Gained recognition, yes. Held by, so gained recognition. Which gained recognition in France, that means it got famous, his articles. And that's how he got the position at the university. Just apply the meaning, you will be able to solve it. And as I said, I will make a separate video on that particular topic, double word concepts, break it down into grammar and all those things, and then you will understand exactly how to solve those questions. You don't need to worry about it. Don't panic. There's still a way. It is still crackable. People are still getting good scores in the reading module. Our students definitely, most definitely. And that's how we prepare them. So understanding the changing style of the PT exam is really important, because that's how you adapt accordingly and then get the good scores that you are looking for. So all the basic English techniques, basic skills still work. You can practice from the prediction files. I told you how to get access to the YouTube membership, Priority membership. And if you need paid assistance, you want to be latest with the exam and the techniques, you're having trouble with understanding different modules, just WhatsApp us for a full course. We'll provide you everything, unlimited course as well, at one price. Now, if you still haven't watched the video that I told you before, 4 killer strategies or techniques for the reading and writing fill in the blanks as well as reading fill in the blanks, go and watch it now. Okay, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PT topics. See you soon. Keep watching Edutrainex, like and subscribe. Bye-bye.